but you don't. So don't even act like you know what I'm talking about.
Kim Kardashian just did something nobody expected. She dragged her own family on national television and basically announced that Kris Jenner, the self-proclaimed momager mastermind, might actually be terrible at producing reality TV. And if that wasn't enough, she threw Kourtney under the bus too, calling both of them the worst producers on reality TV. Yes, Kim Kardashian said that. About Kris Jenner, the woman who built the Kardashian empire, negotiated multi-million-dollar deals, invented narrative arcs out of thin air, and practically gave birth to influencer culture as we know it. And Kim didn't say it as a joke or a one-off snarky line. She meant it. And she backed it up. And honestly, she has a point. It all went down on the November 13th, 2025 episode of The Kardashians, and the moment the scene aired, the internet exploded. Reddit threads formed like wildfire, TikTok edits poured in by the thousands, and everyone suddenly became a reality TV scholar, diagnosing the Kardashian family with narrative authenticity disorder. But here's the thing. Kim isn't dragging her family for drama or to spark engagement. She's calling them out because the Kardashian brand, the one they've maintained for nearly 2 decades, only works when the audience believes at least some part of it is real. And according to Kim, Kris Jenner and Kourtney Kardashian are working overtime to make sure the show hides the real, messy, scandalous, painful, interesting parts of their lives, which ironically is exactly what people watch reality TV for. Kim's rant started when she confronted Kris and Kourtney over their editing decisions. Apparently, the two of them wanted to cut or soften multiple major storylines, including physical altercations, deleted scenes from the infamous Dolce & Gabbana feud, and, most shockingly, a moment where production had to temporarily shut down because things got too heated. Kim's stance was simple. If we lived it, if we fought about it, if we cried about it, if it happened on camera, why are we pretending it didn't? And honestly, she's right. Fans didn't tune into Keeping Up with the Kardashians for 20 seasons because everything was peaceful and polished. They tuned in because Khloe threw punches, because Kim lost her earring in the ocean, because Kris got tackled by a babygate, because Kourtney microwaved cheese on bread and thought it was a meal, and because the fights were real, not PR-approved storylines. But Kris and Kourtney, that's in classic Kardashian fashion, don't see it that way. Kris is obsessed with image control. She always has been. In her mind, being producers of the show means protecting the family from becoming messy tabloid fodder. But ironically, they built their entire empire on messy tabloid fodder. And Kourtney? She's in her I hate fame, I hate the show, I hate my sisters, I hate being perceived, I hate this family dynamic era. She keeps insisting that she wants privacy, while filming the conversations about why she wants privacy. Meanwhile, Kim is the opposite. She's very give the people what they want, and what the people want is drama. The Dolce & Gabbana feud is one of the clearest examples of this dynamic. The feud has been simmering like a pot of boiling water for years now, and it became the emotional core of multiple episodes. And depending on which side you believe, the feud is either Kim capitalizing on a fashion opportunity that Kourtney felt was stolen from her wedding aesthetic, or Kourtney being overly dramatic and acting like she owns Italian couture. The truth probably lies somewhere in the middle, but what matters is the feud was real, really messy, really uncomfortable, really explosive. It even gave us the iconic "you're a witch and I hate you" moment. Yet Kris and Kourtney wanted to cut or reduce a lot of the Dolce storyline because they thought it made the family look petty and commercial. Kim's reaction? We are petty. That's why the show is famous. And when you think about it, she's right. Reality TV doesn't reward maturity or emotional intelligence. It rewards tension, conflict, and high-stakes drama that makes fans feel like they're in the room when the fight happens. Without that, reality TV becomes lifestyle vlogs with a big budget, and the Kardashians have been dangerously close to becoming that for a few seasons now. Kim is essentially sounding the alarm. If the show keeps hiding the good stuff, the show will die. Another layer to Kim's frustration comes from the infamous Not Kourtney group chat, a group chat Kim revealed during one of their fights. According to Kim, most of the family had made a separate chat to talk about Kourtney's behavior because they felt she was being unfair, negative, and emotionally volatile. Kourtney was outraged. She interpreted it as bullying, gossiping, and proof that everyone was against her. But Kim's point wasn't that the chat existed, it was that the drama surrounding it is gold for the show. Fans didn't forget the moment. They turned it into memes, rewatches, TikToks, edits, and deep dive analysis. But Kris and Kourtney wanted to minimize or remove details about the chat because it damaged relationships. And this is exactly why Kim called them out for ruining the show. Think about it. For years, the Kardashians maintained an unspoken agreement with the audience. If the fans invest in the family's lives, the family will give them the highs and lows of those lives. But now, Kris and Kourtney seem more concerned about maintaining brand deals, preserving reputations, and curating their images. Even though the show's success depends on breaking those polished facades, Kim also brought up how production literally had to shut down filming after a physical altercation, one that apparently exceeded the level of intensity seen in the old KUWTK days when Kourtney scratched Kim so hard that Kim started bleeding. That fight was iconic. It went viral. It got millions of views outside the show. It revitalized the franchise. But according to Kim, Kris and Kourtney wanted the new physical fight either blurred, shortened, or removed entirely. Kim's reaction was basically, what's the point of reality TV if we're hiding reality? This entire conflict isn't just about family drama. It reveals something bigger, a meta-commentary on how reality shows are created, shaped, and manipulated. The Kardashian franchise has always existed in a strange gray zone between authentic documentary and scripted performance. What Kim is pushing for is transparency. Not in the sense of telling the whole truth, but at least showing the truth that the cameras capture. If the show starts feeling overly sanitized, fans will disappear. And Kim knows this. She's protective of the franchise because she knows how much power it has and how quickly that power can fade. Kourtney, on the other hand, views the show as the source of decades of conflict and emotional exhaustion. From her perspective, the show ruined many relationships and constantly forced her to relive drama. She's older now, married, and in a different phase of life where she prefers boundaries, so she sees hiding drama as a form of self-preservation, not bad production. But here's the catch. Kourtney is still on the show. She still signs the contracts. She still films. She still participates in the profit. And that contradiction is exactly what frustrates Kim. You can't simultaneously monetize your life through a TV series and then ask the series to avoid showing your life. That's not how the format works. It's like trying to be a chef who refuses to get near a kitchen. Meanwhile, Kris Jenner, the architect of the Kardashian brand, is stuck in an impossible position. She's the mom, the manager, the producer, and the center of the family. Her priority is keeping everyone stable and marketable, but her daughters were raised in the era of spectacle. They know the value of iconic TV moments. Kim sees them disappearing. Kris sees maintaining dignity. Kourtney sees trauma. And the rest of the family is stuck watching the three of them argue about which version of the truth should be allowed on camera. One of the most interesting parts of this entire situation is that the Kardashians are aware of something most reality TV families pretend isn't true. The audience knows when they're hiding something. Viewers aren't stupid. We can tell when there's jump cuts, missing context, storylines that suddenly end, or episodes that gloss over events that the media covered. The Kardashians built their empire on emotional vulnerability and raw reactions. But now, a lot of scenes feel like PR meetings disguised as conversations. And fans have noticed Kim's outburst is essentially her trying to save the show from becoming irrelevant. Reality TV doesn't survive on perfection. It survives in chaos. When the family tries too hard to hide the chaos, the product becomes boring. And boring reality TV dies fast. Kim knows this better than anyone. She's watched trends rise and fall. She knows how many people want to see her fail and how many people tune in for that possibility. She knows the stakes. Another interesting layer to all this is Kim's long-running, deeply complicated relationship with Kourtney. Over the years, the two have shifted between being allies, enemies, frenemies, sisters, business competitors, emotional rivals, and partners in dysfunction. Their tension is one of the central pillars of the Kardashian franchise. Their fights go viral every season. Their disagreements create some of the most memorable moments in the show's history. Even people who don't watch the show know about the Kim is the least interesting to look at fight or the Dolce & Gabbana war. But in this season, Kim's frustration isn't just personal, it's professional. She genuinely thinks Kourtney is hurting the show because she's refusing to embrace the messiness that the audience expects. And Kim knows that if Kourtney keeps pushing to hide major storylines, their franchise could become a lifestyle brand instead of a reality show, and lifestyle shows rarely last. Now, let's talk about why this moment, Kim calling her family the worst producers on reality TV, is so monumental. For years, Kris Jenner was considered untouchable in the reality TV world. She's the reason Keeping Up existed. She negotiated the Hulu deal. She turned scandals into marketing. She runs the family like a CEO. But Kim openly calling her the worst producer is the first crack in Kris's image as the infallible mastermind. And the fact that Kim included Kourtney in that accusation is even more telling. In the end, Kim calling her family the worst producers on reality TV isn't just a dramatic moment. It's a warning. It's a shift in power. It's a breaking point. And it's one of the most honest things the show has captured in years. And the best part? It proved Kim's entire point. Fans loved the scene because it was real, raw, and unfiltered, exactly what reality TV was meant to be.